Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you another one of my FIFA 13 live commentaries. Now today's match is going to be a Ultimate Team Gold Cup semi-final, so fingers crossed for a decent opponent and a pretty good game because last time I played with the silver team and I drew a bronze team, and I hate that Barcelona kit. Oh, it's going to give me horrible, blurry eyes looking at that for 16 minutes or however long the match is. But let's have a look at this guy's team. He has got a pretty sweet team, and fairly similar to mine, actually. Although, he's gone for an out-of-position Alba at left-back. He's gone for Mascherano at centre-half, and he's gone for Fabregas. And I'm not a big fan of Fabregas, especially in that role in 4-2-2-2, because he's a little bit slow, and you need someone with a little bit of pace if you're going to play that sort of formation. 68 pace is pretty slow, but I haven't played a game since that silver team defeat, unfortunately. Well, the victory, but it counted as a defeat because the connection died, which is absolutely exceptional. That's what you want. So, once again, getting my excuse in nice and early, I'm incredibly rusty. So, but what I wanted to talk about today, I wanted to talk about some real-life football, because if you guys didn't know, Aston Villa actually won an away match at the weekend. It was a huge win against Stoke, and Matty Loughton plundered one in the top corner from 30 yards. If that doesn't win goal of the season, I don't know what's going to, because I couldn't think of a goal which even came close to that, really. It was exceptional, but we'll see. I mean, I have to say, we're in an absolutely fantastic position to stay up now, because I thought, we're in a bit of trouble. Oh, Mesut! Kareem was in miles there, but yeah, I thought we're in a little bit of trouble, but fortunately, what a great little run of form we've gone at just the right time. Beating QPR, beating Reading, and now all of a sudden, beat Stoke away. And I have to say, Stoke were atrocious. I mean, they managed about 2 meaningful shots in the entire match, and knowing our luck, obviously one went in, but fortunately, Mascherano, no, you are not stronger than Falcao. You are not stronger than... Oh, you jamminess. Is that even a thing? Well, it is now. I'm going to make t-shirts with that, you jamminess. So, pattern that. It's now my absolutely shocking catchphrase. But, I haven't played a lot of Ultimate Team, as you guys know. I don't know. I've been in a COD mood recently. I've played an absolute ton of Call of Duty, and I hadn't really been in the mood. Before last couple of months, I've been in the FIFA mood, playing a lot of FIFA, and now all of a sudden I've got into Call of Duty, and I'm pretty pleased with how I'm going on that. But beginning to get back into FIFA again. And this guy's pretty decent, so this should be a decent game. You can tell when the play is reasonable because I haven't ripped through him straight away. And I don't mean to sound that in an arrogant way, but, you can tell straight away if a player's bad at defending because you walk through with no problems. And, this guy, he's keeping players in position, but I'm just knocking the ball around nicely, trying to wait for a bit of an opening. So we'll see. Oh, that pass was to Busquets, and he just didn't go anywhere there. But this is an interesting formation, 4-2-2-2. You don't see too many people use this. But I have to say, it's a formation I personally like. I've done a formation guide on it a little bit of time ago, so... Oh, Iniesta, that is a delicious finish. Great finish, Andreas. But, this is a formation that I really like to use. But the key thing with this formation is your centre attacking midfielders. Obviously, they play slightly wider, but in Ultimate Team, they are classed as centre attacking midfielders. And you need them to be a little bit mobile, because there's quite a big gap between your CDMs and your centre attacking mids, and if they're not the most mobile players, your team can get sort of cut in half. And I mentioned that in my formation tutorial, and you're seeing that happening already. I've had a lot of space in the central midfield area, and I can just knock it down with really not too much problem. Fingers crossed anyway, that's tempting fate. The chances are that I'll make an absolutely horrendous mistake in a bit, but this has been a good start. It's knocking it around pretty well. Oh, come on, someone make a move. Oh, unlucky Mesut. Thought he was in there. Okay, don't run him up. But yeah, I'm going to be playing some of you guys after this game, I think. Let's pull him back. See, look, Fabregas can't get away from Gerard Piqué. And that's what I mean. He's not quick at all. And just put players in the way. He can't really go around them. He's got fantastic technical ability, but I find you've got to play him in the centre of the park. Because, players playing in the middle, it doesn't particularly matter if they're not the paciest. Oh, that's a bad ball. A bit of overambitious ball there. Right, I'm just going to sit down. Yeah, I always have a habit of standing up when I play FIFA, and just play any game in general, really. Because I always seem to play better for some reason. I don't know why it is. There's always little gaming foibles that everyone has, I suppose. And that's my one. I always like to stand up at the start of the game until I relax and get into it. And I felt like I've got into it pretty well here. But yeah, I mentioned in my Silver Lions video about upcoming tutorials. Ah, that was an ambitious ball. Covered the near post there. And I'm going to start recording more footage for formation tutorials now, because I've had a look at the footage I've got, and there are several good examples of moves. I'm going to do one for controlling defenders, and this is going to build on the defensive tutorials I had earlier, about just staying tight and whatever. But I see a lot of people request how I actually micromanage individual defenders, and my tutorials so far have more been about ideas and tactics and what you're looking to do, as opposed to the individual micromanagement of your players. So my next tutorial is going to be on that, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I'm going to probably start working on that tonight, actually. So that'll be interesting. But next 3-4 days, I've got an essay to work on. But I'm already got started on that. It's not a difficult essay. Touch wood. I've spent a lot of time on the topic I'm going to be writing about. So all being well, I'll be able to get an essay done for that pretty quickly. Oh, good save, Victor. Good save. I thought Falco had scored there. But yeah, there's a lot of good tutorials lined up. But that's the one that's coming next. Oh, Kareem, you've got to nod that in, son. Got to nod that in. But let's move back to the mighty Aston Villa and Matthew Loughton's screamer. What a fantastic goal that was. But yeah, Stoke are in dire trouble now. Tony Pulis has spent a ton of money there as well. I don't think people realise just how much money he's spent. Oh, unlucky. And oh, it's Meza. I was going to say, I thought Radamile was running in there. I expect him to score. But yeah, Stoke were awful. I never thought I'd see the day where an Aston Villa team would go to Stoke and control the game for 80 minutes. But that's exactly what happened. And then my PVR's gone down. I can't see. No. Oh, that is so lucky. I hate that. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Yeah, the screen just goes blank and I can't see anything for ages. But wow, that was bad timing. Normally it happens when I'm through on goal. I end up spooning the chance. But that was even worse. Oh, Jesus. That is a shocking cross. But yeah, like I said, I never thought I'd see the day when Aston Villa would go to Stoke and dominate them. But that's exactly what happened. I mean, Stoke were terrible. Absolutely terrible. They created nothing. I mean, our defence is notoriously bad. I mean, Nathan Baker's one of the worst defenders in the Premier League. He's just so... He's like a Bambi on ice. He skates all over the place. He's a pretty shocking defender, but they didn't give us any problems, and that's very surprising. The one thing you expect when you go to Stoke is a battle, and they didn't even do that. They didn't pressure, they didn't close anyone down, they didn't put any tackles in. It was just such a disappointing performance, and if I was a Stoke fan now, I'd be absolutely petrified, because we're only a point off Stoke now, and we're in good form. We beat Reading, beat QPR, beat Stoke away, unlucky really to not get a result last week against Liverpool. Just an individual mistake from the aforementioned Nathan Baker, scything Suarez down in the box, I think. Giving away stupid penalties. Kieran Clark completely flopped it a couple of weeks back and cost us points. So really we're in good form. The only thing that's costing us points are individual mistakes. It's not an opponent playing better than us, and that was a dodgy bobble. Good tackle though, Sergio. But dink that up. But yeah, I watched QPR Wigan yesterday as well, and QPR, I think they're finally down. I mean, that was a absolutely unbelievable strike from Loic Remy, and I thought, right, they're gonna be in here. Oh, that was meant to be a tackle and then a cross, but I pressed the wrong button. But QPR, you're down now, and there's really no hope of coming back. If that result had gone and turned into a win instead of a draw, you never know. And everyone says, oh, the Harry Redknapp factor or whatever. But Harry Redknapp's gone in and he spent an absolute ton of money there. And fortunes haven't really turned around. Samba's on 100 grand a week. I have no idea how they're going to afford to keep him. Oh, nearly Radamile. Run, son, keep it in. Oh, you fool. But a couple of weeks back I thought Villa were doomed. I was keeping a brave face on a bit of gallows humour to keep the spirits up, but I looked at how we were playing and I just thought, oh, what's gone on here? We've really not done anything. And then all of a sudden I think that away victory at Reading really set us on the right track, because we've had great results. I mean, beating Liverpool away 3-1, played really well in that game. Apart from the first 20 minutes we played well, and then other good results, but in isolation we haven't had that spell of where we've gone 4, 5, 6 games and strung a couple of results together, and we've finally managed that now. And so that's a good ball. Oh, Victor did well there though. Good block. But now we've finally managed to hit form at the right time. We've still got a few winnable games as well coming up. We've got Fulham at home, and Fulham are a notoriously bad away side. I mean, I haven't seen a team with two completely different sets of form. I mean, at home, Fulham are a real challenge. They're a great side. And then they go away from home, and it's just a completely different team. And I'm not sure why or what happens, but, you know, I'd back us to get a result against Fulham. You know, that's a game we need to target to win. But even if we just got a draw there, that wouldn't be the end of the world. So that's a point there. We've got Wigan to play at the last day of the season. I hope we're already safe by then, because knowing Wigan, they're going to get a jammy result and stay up right at the death. But I'm feeling a lot better as an Aston Villa fan now. A lot better. And I have to say, you know, Paul Lambert has done a pretty good job, because everyone's saying, oh, he spent a lot of money, etc. He didn't. He didn't spend a lot of money at all. We let so many players go, sorry, get my words out. You know, we let Carlos Cuellar go, James Collins, you know, Heskey, and I know Heskey's not a key player by any stretch of the imagination, but he was on £50,000 a week. So we've had all of these players leave, and Lambert hasn't been given that money to reinvest. You know, we've slashed our wage budget. We've bought a lot of players in the from the lower tiers. I mean, like the Westwoods, the Matt Loughtons, and I have to say those two players have been our best two this season, apart from Benteke, obviously. But I'm so pleased, because we've been threatening to be a decent side for a while now, and I'm going to shoot here. Oh, and that is why Karim Benzema picked that out of the top corner, sunshine. What a strike. Oh, yes. And for all of you people who watch my finishing from over 18 yards tutorial, that is proof it works. It works so often. You don't even need to have people who are, you know, distant shooters, because, you know, you have that shield talent. People like Gerrard have it, I think. Distant shooters. Karim Benzema isn't a distant shooter, but you just saw there, if you follow the technique, you can absolutely ping them into the top corner. Oh, good pass. Oh, stink that to Karim. Oh, wrong skill move. Oh, I always do that one wrong. Yeah, I was trying to do the, oh, I can't even remember what it's called. It's the 3-star one when you just do, it's like the Zidane turn, but it's not called the Zidane turn. I can't remember what it's called. But I always do that one wrong. I need to practice that a little bit more. But yeah, you saw there. Ping from Karim. Oh, dodgy! Yes, Gerrard. Excellent play. Steps in, does well. But yeah, I've played well this game. You know, it's only 2-0, but I've just kept the ball so well, knocked it around. And I see a lot of people ask me how to do that as well. They say, oh, I really struggle keeping possession. A lot of it's about the formation you use. You know, you can see the reason why I like 3-5-2 so much is because there's players in unusual positions, and there's so many players forward. You know, you can just knock it round, and when you get a little bit of pressure, the centre back's there. You know, spray it wide, get it to Navas on the wing, and you know, just dink it inside, a little 1-2. Just keep the ball going like that, and you don't have to do anything ridiculous. Now, I haven't played one outlandish ball here. It's just been good play. I'm just going to whip the ball in. Nice cross! Oh, Karim heads it over. Good effort. But you saw there, you know, I just kept the ball nice and easy for a long time. And then when I chose and when I had that little half a yard, and don't do that. Don't do that with me there, because I am just going to try and punish you. Benzema! Oh, lovely goal. Absolutely lovely finish. Yes. 3-0. I think that's probably a bit more accurate reflection, because... yeah, this is brainless. It's just a brainless move. You could see I was moving Benzema in that direction. You know, you can't afford to shoot yourself in the foot. You're in the semi-final of a tournament. You've got to assume the guy you're playing against is decent, because he's had to win 2 matches in a row. And, you know, there's very little chance that he's played 2 absolute filth merchants and managed to, you know, bobble his way through the tournament. The chances are, if you've played 2 matches in a tournament, you're going to have met someone decent. And if you beat someone decent, you know, you're not a bad player. So you get into that semi-final situation, you're already 2-0 down, but you've got enough time to, you know, come back and make a difference. And then you do an absolutely suicidal thing like that. You try and be too cute and too clever, play the ball to a guy who's blatantly marked, and you're 3-0 down all of a sudden. So I just strongly, massively recommend against doing that. Don't play that silly little chip into a defender, or try and the short ball. If you do want to do a dink it into a midfielder, because then if it goes wrong, at least you've got the defenders back to try and deal with it. You know, there's absolutely no benefit from doing what he did there. Because even if it goes right, what have you got? You know, you're on the right back position. You're up against basically the full team. Oh, unlucky, son, unlucky. That was a great ball, that. See, he's done it again. He thought he'd learnt his lesson. And he nearly gave it to me there as well. You know, he's been shot in the foot by it already. And he tries it again at the end. But guys, thank you for listening again to the live commentary. 3-0 win, I'm really pleased. Hopefully the EA servers don't screw me out of a victory like they did last time. But let's have a quick look at the match stats here. I think it was a pretty one-sided demolition, if I have to be honest. 642 coins, that's because the DNF went down because the servers kicked me off. But you see there, no shots on target. I had 61% of the possession. Look at the action areas as well. You know, the vast majority of it's in the middle of the park or in his side of the pitch. I wasn't knocking it around the back four. You know, plenty of shots, lots of shots in and around the edge of the area. That great strike from Benzema. And don't forget as well, headers don't count as shots. So all of the time you see a shot count, bear in mind that there is a glitch that means headers don't count as well. So if you remember having a lot of crosses and a lot of headers, you would have done a lot better than the stats suggest. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Really hope you've enjoyed it. And once again, thanks for watching and have a great day.